story. This our External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj is all set to address the United Nations General Assembly anytime soon. India had earlier exposed Pak on the world stage, calling its contribution to the globalization of terror unparalleled. To add to the shame, Afghanistan and Bangladesh too cornered Pakistan at the United Nations. Afghanistan accused Pakistan of providing safe haven to all terrorists, and Bangladesh pointed out its heinous military crimes during the 1971 Liberation War.
Pakistan has the dubious distinction of raising the Kashmir issue in all the multilateral fora. This year too at the United Nations it did raise the issue and call for third-party intervention. This despite being a signatory to a bilateral pact with India that binds it to resolve all outstanding issues including Kashmir bilaterally. India's External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, who is all set to address the UN General Assembly, is expected to give a fitting reply to Pakistan's tirade against India. Besides, she is also expected to point out Islamabad's role in recruiting, financing, arming, training and exporting terror to India.
In its short history, Pakistan has become a geography synonymous with terror. The quest for a land of pure has actually produced the land of pure terror. Pakistan is now Terroristan.
Deliberate attempt by the government of Pakistan to divert international attention over Pakistan's long-standing failure to take effective action against various terrorist groups and sanctuaries on its territory.
The Pakistan military launched the heinous Operation Searchlight on the 25th of March, which was the beginning of the 1971 genocide.
Pakistan is isolated on the issue of terrorism. US report also says, and every country knows that Pakistan has been shielding terrorists and it's also allowing its land to be used for terrorist activities. So it's the time that the world wakes up to the reality and takes action accordingly. India will definitely put up the right kind of pressure on the whole world.
Has it stopped Pakistan from promoting its terror agenda in Jammu and Kashmir and elsewhere in India? What have we done to disincentivize Pakistan? What have we done to raise costs? Yes, international pressure is one small measure, but it is a methodology that has not been working. It is just pro forma, that they make noise, we make noise, and that's the end of it. We'll have to go further. We'll have to raise costs and consequences for Pakistan if we want to deter it from terrorist activities.
Strategic Affairs editor Ashish Singh is joining us live with further details on this story. Ashish, we're moments away from their External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj address at the United Nations General Assembly. What are the themes and the issues she's expected to talk about?
That's right. In approximately 15 or 20 minutes from now, the Indian Foreign Affairs Minister, Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, will address the United Nations General Assembly, the 72nd UNGA. I am told by the officials of the sources of the Ministry of External Affairs that it's going to be focused on Pakistan. There are going to be a lot of issues discussed about terrorism. We have witnessed how Pakistan has been upping the ante as far as India's view on Pakistan against terrorism is concerned. This UN is not the only organization, UN is not the only platform where this kind of issue has been raised by the Indian government. Time and again, in every possible platform, the Indian government, either Prime Minister Modi or the External Affairs Minister Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, have ensured that Pakistan's terror policy is exposed. And that's the reason the word Terroristan has been coined by many in the diplomatic circle and on social media as well. India is not the only country. In just 15 minutes from now, we are expecting Sushma Swaraj to join the other two countries, Bangladesh and Afghanistan, where the heads of Bangladesh and Afghanistan have exposed Pakistan. They have cornered Pakistan at the UN forum. And that's exactly what is going to be the line, the angle of Indian Foreign Affairs Minister Mrs. Sushma Swaraj's statement. Approximately 15 minutes is what I have been told by the MEA that Sushma Swaraj will speak at the 72nd UNGA. Why this platform is important? It's the biggest international platform for every country on this planet. And that's why it's important for the Indian government to expose Pakistan. Pakistan has already been isolated. In last few months we have seen most of the countries have attacked Pakistan including the United States, about its terror policy. And that's exactly the continuation of which I'm told the Indian government would hold on to ensure that the narration that has been built by the United States, by Afghanistan, by Bangladesh, and many other countries at UN level, that would be continued. When India speaks, it certainly gives a lot of weightage to Afghanistan and Bangladesh's statements. Bangladesh and Afghanistan's heads of state have mentioned that Pakistan is spreading terror. There are various terror organizations which are Pak-sponsored, ISI, Pakistan Army, Haqqani Network, and various such terms have been coined by Afghanistan, US and the Bangladesh in last 4 to 5 months of time period. Afghanistan and Bangladesh has specifically targeted Pakistan at the UN speech about their terror policy. Now, Indian government, once Sushma Swaraj speaks, it's going to give a lot of advantage to the other two countries as well, Afghanistan and Bangladesh, and also will certainly draw UN's attention towards Pakistan as a terrorist state. In last 5 to 6 months, we have seen Uday, how the US government have been cutting down the funding to Pakistan government. Also, how the US government has taken strict action against a couple of terror organizations like Jamaatul Dawa and Hizbul Mujahideen, announcing them as a specially designated global terrorist and terror organizations.
Absolutely. Their isolation certainly has been ongoing at the global stage, including, of course, as you said, even their all-weather ally China being forced to sign on the dotted line of that BRICS declaration. But just stay with us, Ashish. We are getting some more reactions now on this story.
वहाँ पे टेररिज्म के ऊपर में जरूर बात होगी. हम एक बार फिर अपना स्टैंड दोहराएंगे कि जो J&K में सारी हरकतें हैं स्पॉन्सर टेररिज्म है और एक तरह से पाकिस्तान स्टेट का ये स्पॉन्सर टेररिज्म है. पाकिस्तान वो टेररिज्म को लगाम लगाए. अभी तो वर्ल्ड मीडिया में सभी वर्ल्ड के लीडर भी ये कह रहे हैं कि पाकिस्तान एक टेररिस्ट स्टेट बनता जा रहा है और ये टेररिस्टों की गतिविधियां वहां से जारी हैं.
Ashish Singh still live with us. Ashish, as you were saying, of course, India's attempts have been to isolate Pakistan on world platforms. Regionally, they have been isolated as far as SAARC is concerned. Also, in fact, Afghanistan and Bangladesh, two countries in the proximity and vicinity of Pakistan, have in this session itself named and shamed them as well. So their regional isolation is complete. Now we've been, attempting and proving quite successful in their global isolation.
That's right. As far as Pakistan is concerned, from India's side, there are two main objectives. One, to expose Pakistan further. Indian government has managed to expose Pakistan as they have been unfolding their terror policy through army and ISI, not only in India but in Afghanistan and few other countries as well. That's the objective number one. Objective number two is after exposing Pakistan with reference to the terror policy, to ensure that Pakistan is isolated at an international forum. And that's what exactly going to be the agenda of the Indian government. To a larger extent, the Indian government has managed to achieve that goal by isolating Pakistan at the international forum. To an extent that its all-weather ally, China, has also refused to back Pakistan on Kashmir issue. What the Chinese spokesperson in last 24 hours have mentioned, that as far as Kashmir issue is concerned, which remember is the biggest issue from Pakistan's point of view. The latest statement by the Pakistan Prime Minister, his first ever UNGA address, Mr. Haqqani, he mentioned more than a dozen times the word Kashmir and India. That's the reason why Kashmir issue has been the closest to Pakistan, and on that particular issue, the Chinese government has refused to back Pakistan, stating that on Kashmir issue, India and Pakistan should resolve this matter between themselves as well. At the time when Pakistan was hoping that China would support Pakistan at the UN forum in the 72nd UNGA, the Chinese government completely refused to do so.
We'll have to leave it at that for the time being, Ashish, but do stay with us because, of course, we will keep coming back to you as we build up to that address of the External Affairs Minister in New York.